So it's official. Ram has lost their minds. Oh yes, pricing is out on the 1500s for the 2025 model year. If you don't know, they got a refresh and they added a brand new top tier trim level, and it's pretty expensive. So we're gonna go over that in this video, and I am going to give you guys my synopsis on what I think the new HD pricing is going to be on the top trim. I just spec'd out a 2024 Ram 3500 mega cab, and it is a dually, and I want to just show you guys just how expensive I think the new HDs are going to be in this video, so you don't want to miss that. Let's go ahead and discuss this pricing. So here we go. I got my notes right here, and we're going to go through this pricing. Now, most people know this. Ram hasn't had a two-door half-ton for a while. So the truck that I'm going over with you is a quad cab, standard bed, and I am getting this pricing off of Car and Driver's website. They did not disclose whether this was with destination, so we're going to assume that it's not. So just figure another 1,900 bucks for destination, okay? All right, so base price for a quad cab, 4x2, standard bed, Ram 1500, most likely a tradesman, is $42,270, which is only an $855 increase from last year. So that ain't so bad, right? You know, from 2020, I guess 2024 to this 2025 model year, $855 increase. Not bad. However, if you do a little bit of research, let's go back 10 years. 10 years ago, the powertrain that comes standard was pretty much standard in that truck too. The only difference is the 2025s have the e-torque system. That one did not. So 10 years ago, the Ram quad cab started at $29,895, and that is without four-wheel drive. So that's $12,375 less compared to this 2025. That is insane. And remember, back in the day, in that 2015 time frame, starting under 30 grand was the magic number for buyers. People like to see under 30 grand for pickup trucks. Now, just over 40 grand seems to be that new number for people in their minds. So, back in 2015, the highest trim level was the Longhorn. Now, that pickup truck barely topped over $50,000. I want you to keep that in mind as we continue this. The new Hurricane engine will cost $2,695 more on pickups that have the naturally aspirated version standard. Alright guys, the pricing is going to get much worse from here, and I'm only talking about the higher trim levels. So you guys ready to hear this new pricing for the Tungsten edition? Let's go. $89,150. Let me say that one more time. $89,150 for a half-ton pickup truck. Now, I don't even know if that includes destination. It's very possible it does, but I'm gonna bet you it doesn't have destination. That to me is insane. 89 grand. Now, if it does not have destination, assume there's gonna be a few packages that you can get with this truck, okay? And it could possibly be 95 grand. That is for a pickup truck that barely has probably 1,100 pounds of payload. I think the V8 would be heavier than the straight six turbo engine, but the turbo components, intercooler, things like that, it's possible this engine probably does weigh more. So unless they raise the gross vehicle weight rating, this truck probably will only have 1,100 pounds of payload. And we're gonna obviously go over that when the trucks make their way to the dealership. So the Limited will start at $77,150. And the Longhorn says it starts at $77,645. I've never seen the Longhorn cost more than the Limited. This must be a new strategy, or Car and Driver got those numbers mixed up, because in the past, I don't think I've ever seen the Longhorn cost more than the Limited. Both of those trucks do come standard with the high output straight six turbocharged engine. Why does this matter? Well, Ram has been raising their prices pretty much every year. It's been worse on the HD side of the house, but the half tons have seen price increases too. And they redesigned the truck in 2019. They have new cabs. But when you think about, you know, how much money they've been increasing the prices over the last 3 to 4 years. It's pretty big. It's not a couple $100 here and there. It's been about $1,000 here and there for the price increases, right? And a lot of that has to do with COVID and just supply and demand and people paying over MSRP. And that's kind of what really struck the manufacturers to just increase their prices. Now, a top trim level from GMC on the half-ton side is the Denali Ultimate. That truck starts at $82,500. That is without destination. Now, for 2023, the Ford F-150 Limited has a starting price of $83,010. I didn't see that the Ford had a 2024 limited trim level for the half tons. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think they might have maybe axed that trim level, maybe because most people don't really see the value in the limited. I think the Platinum is as high as I would ever go personally. But you know, if they do have a limited, I didn't see it on their website. So I just want to make sure I was clear on that. Now, I think that Ram was genius because I said this in the last video I did when they launched this refresh. I think that adding a new premium trim level is the most genius thing you could do, because how do you justify continuing to increase your prices? You do it by adding a new trim level, and that trim level tops out way higher than the limited. I built the limited for 2024 1500 on the Ram website. I couldn't even get it over $80,000. So right now you can get a Ram 10 grand off, 12 grand off right now. And you guys just heard that the GMC and the Ford start much higher than even the Ram Limited will. So for example, a 2024 starts below $70,000, right? And for 2025, they're gonna start around 77 grand. So that was a pretty big price increase in my opinion. Now I'm not sure whether they're making standard, maybe they make the sunroof standard, a few other things standard, I'm not sure. But that Tungsten is a heck of a lot of money. But let's see. Here's a few things that I thought were worth mentioning to see if it can justify the price point compared to the limited now. So I built one under 80 grand. So this truck's gonna start 10 grand higher. So with the Tungsten, you're gonna have the high opted version of the straight six turbo. That's gonna come standard on the 2025 limited as well. Also, 22-inch wheels come standard. On the limited, you do get 20s, which, I mean, honestly, I don't think it matters. It also has the premium leather 24-way power front seats with massage. The Rams now only have like a 10 or maybe 12-way seat. This new truck's gonna have the 23 speaker Clips sound system. I think it's like 1228 watts of power. The amplifier is like 24 channel, 12-inch subwoofer. So that truck's gonna have class leading sound system, and I can't wait to hear that. And I will do a review on the sound system on that truck. 24 inches of combined touchscreen display, so it's going to have a passenger screen just like the Grand Wagoneers. No other truck has that on the market. And hands-free active driver assist, which is available on GM and Ford pickup trucks too. But is it going to be worth 90 grand? That's the question, and we'll probably do some videos around that once those trucks make their way to the dealerships. Last thing to keep in mind is this. These prices are for internal combustion engines, okay? We have not talked about the Ram Charger or the EV from Ram. So assume that those trucks are gonna be six-figure pickups if they even offer the Tungsten. They may not even offer that trim level on those pickups because it's gonna be too much money. But I can't imagine them not doing it on maybe the Ram Charger. I could kind of see it on the EV because it's already gonna be an expensive pickup truck, but on the Ram Charger, I'm pretty sure they will definitely add that trim level to that pickup truck. So let's go ahead and talk about the pricing for the Ram 3500, and then I'm going to give you guys my closing remarks on what I think that this truck's going to cost for 2025 if Ram does redesign the HDs. So as you guys can see at the very top, I have a limited mega cab. This is the most expensive Ram you can get. Now, I don't know if the mega cab's gonna be available for 2025, so don't think that I'm saying that. I'm just showing you guys pricing on the most expensive Ram you can buy right now. High output is included with this one. I did not add one of these because most people don't buy that, but it does have air suspension. Oops, I forgot to click dual alternator, by the way. But a few of the things right there. I added the cold weather limited level 1 equipment group, which was $5,950, $2,600 for night edition. Protection groups right there. I also added these things because, you know, hey, most of the other trucks come standard with that stuff too on the high trim level. Clearance lights come standard with the dual rear wheels, and added the step there. Tonneau cover for the interior. I added the sunroof. And I think that's everything that I probably would get on the truck. I did add the tire pressure monitoring and the trailer surround view camera system too. So all in, $113,330. Now you guys heard me say that the limited half ton is going to cost $77,150. That's the starting price. The Tungsten is $89,000 for the half tons. That's a big price jump when you think about it. Now don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure the limited could probably close that gap to like $5,000 once you add a bunch of options to the limited. Because I'm pretty sure you guys know this, the Tungsten's not going to come with a night edition. I think the Tungsten's just going to be, that's it. And I'm thinking for the Ram, $113,000, right? That's a lot of money. And figure that for a limited, you're still going to probably have the option to get the standard output or the high output. They're probably going to have the twin panel sunroof for 2025, I'm assuming that. And there's probably a few options you're still going to have to opt for on the HD. So I'm willing to bet you from the limited to the Tungsten, the way that I have that one spec'd out, it'll probably be within $5,000 to $7,000 of a price difference. So it's going to be a $120,000 truck, and it will be the most expensive pickup truck you can buy. So we'll have to wait and see what Ram does. I have not heard any news on whether Ram's going to be doing something for next year. Just don't know. But I'm pretty sure they will, because at this point it's almost like, at this point it's bad. Like I think that the only reason why Ram trucks are selling is because of the discounts. Like you can literally get a Ram like $15,000 off, and I'm not joking about that. You probably will get a no, but if you walk out, they probably might get you really close to that number. So with that being said, my takeaway is this. I think Ram, even though they have the Grand Wagoneer, and I think the Grand Wagoneer is the nicest premium SUV you can buy over the Escalade, yes, over the Range Rovers. I don't think none of them can compete with the Grand Wagoneer. I almost ordered my wife a Grand Wagoneer, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend the money on the Jeeps. And I'll be honest with you guys, here's why. We have a Wagoneer now, and it has been good so far. We've had an issue at the beginning. You guys saw that. I did a video on it. We had some recalls which have kind of ticked me off because it's just been in and out of service. And so for me, the reason why I'm looking to get my wife a Lexus is because of the service. I mean, don't get me wrong, Larry Miller has some of the best service, but I feel as though the difference when you go to a Lexus service versus to a Chrysler store, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. And buying a $100,000 vehicle without a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty, it's kind of hard to do, man. Like, I'm sorry, like, if you're going to offer these premium trim levels, you got to offer a 4-year, 50 warranty, 6-year, 70 to compete with the other brands. Like, I know it's a pickup truck, but just my opinion, I think if you want to ask this big number, give the customer something that the other guys can't get for spending another 10 grand more for your truck. That's just my opinion. And that's why I'm not buying a Grand Wagoneer, because Grand Wagoneer is the same problem. You cannot get a 4-year 50 warranty. I would even pay to get that extra warranty coverage. I would. I'd pay an extra $500 to get that extra year and the extra miles, because it is nice on a premium brand, because you're going to have problems. And I think Jeep and Ram need to really consider that.